Hello everyone, Darko 2012 here with Global Government News, and I'm covering an article that is actually from May 18th, 2010. It's titled BP and Goldman Sachs Sued for Oil Fraud. And I'm not trying to beat up on BP, but I mean, we all know that they're just another globalist type corporation was formerly British Petroleum, much like the Shell was owned by the royal family, I believe, in the Netherlands. But yeah, I mean, what I'm really trying to show here is that it's Goldman Sachs again, right? It's Goldman Sachs who's behind a lot of things, right? They're behind the scenes profiting off of major disasters. Well, what the public sees or perceives as disasters are actually opportunities, and just like Kissinger and all of those guys say, you know, you don't want to let a good crisis go to waste. And so I just wanted to throw that out there right off the bat, is that I can't quite put my finger on how the globalists are going to come out of this winning. But there's always opportunities for the elites to always come out even. They do. In every disaster, every emergency or horrific thing that happens, it's either caused indirectly by the elites or directly by them. And even things that may not be foreseen by them, they always win. So I mean, that's what kind of is really frustrating about dealing with this situation that we're in in 2010 here, is that it's hard to really wake people up to this stuff, because it's so complicated, but at the same time it's right out, in plain view, and it's in front of your faces. But because it's so obvious, it's almost too obvious. And that's what frustrates me, at least. But you have Goldman Sachs, just like the 9/11, just like the housing bubble, where they actually profit off of some kind of crisis. But you have in 2008, where we had those record gas prices. I'm sure most of the Americans out there remember that. And if you watch the Obama deception or have seen that, then you've seen Daniel Estelin, who's a big Bilderberg Group documentary maker. He documents the Bilderberg Group's meetings, and that's where all the rich and or wealthy, they call them wealthy industrialists. That's what they've been calling for a long time. But they're the elites. They're the people from PepsiCo, the people that own that, the people that own the New York Times, the people that own, Goldman Sachs, the people that are the real movers and shakers, not the talking heads that you see on the TV or anybody else that manages it, the people that own it. And they get together and they basically say, this is what the future's this is what the future holds for us. This is how we're going to manipulate the future. And then that, of course, is, the little peons like us, the populations, the masses, we that's our reality. We just live through whatever they decide to do. So it's hard for me to believe that anything really happens by accident or is just a coincidence anymore. But at the same time, I try not to go and say that everything's a conspiracy theory, because it scares people off. But let's just cover this article in about 5 minutes, because it doesn't take long. But I kind of gave you some brief background there on the 2008 gas prices and the record highs, and how Daniel Estelin said that they were going to use high gas prices. The powers that be were going to use high gas prices to get people suckered back into the housing market. And this was in 2006. This was prior to the fall of 2008 economic downturn, recession. It was a hijacking. You know, I'm not going to explain the whole bailout and the housing bubble because it was all just another manufactured crisis where they profited from and were able to get a lot of money and get some different rules set up for them. But anyways, so that's what it was all about. And it says here that dozens of small oil and gas producers across Oklahoma and the Midwest are suing Goldman Sachs, BP, and ConocoPhillips, which is Route 66, claiming that the defendants conspired to defraud them out of proceeds for crude oil they delivered just before the collapse of Oklahoma-based pipeline giant SEM Group in the summer of 2008. And I'm going to show the minute clip from the actual film, The Obama Deception, where Daniel Esselstyn says that. But it says, with this lawsuit filed in Oklahoma District Court, we're one step closer to finding out if Goldman Sachs was responsible for helping to goose oil prices to record highs in the summer of 2008 by conspiring against SEM Group in massive crude oil trades. And it says, as first detailed by Forbes magazine a year ago in this article, SEM Group collapsed into bankruptcy under $3 billion in short sale losses on oil futures trades. Goldman, through its J. Aron Commodities division, was SEM Group's largest counterparty and appears to have been responsible for giving SEM Group its final push off the cliff by unleashing a massive margin call on SEM Group as oil prices spiked. And so this is what I'm talking about when I say the powers that be control our reality, because we just see, oh, high gas prices, and then they'll come up with their bullshit excuses, which are, oh, it's the hurricane season, or, oh, it's just supply is down, oh, the rigs are outdated, oh, it's Somali pirates cutting off the shipments, oh, it's the conflict in the Middle East or a possible war with Iran. They always pull those same 5 excuses out of their asses to justify high gas prices in the summer. Oh, it was more traveling, even though people don't have any fucking money to travel, really. But they'll always come up with some reason like that. But that's what I'm trying to say, though, is they have a way to manipulate our reality because they know what the future holds. They know what our real history is. They know what is going on right now. And so they can always predict the future because they're creating and manipulating everything to be that way. So that's why I would advise most people or everybody to not invest in the stock market, because it is just a bunch of thugs really that are running it. And it's all shaped, the SEC and all that, it's all shaped for them, for these fascist big government, big corporations to get together and just rape any just innocent bystander that decides to put their life savings, and bet on it and gamble on it. Well, you're going to get hurt if you do that, because these are the people, the big boys. They're the ones that really run it, and they're the ones that this is what the system is for. It's for them to have you get suckered in and invest your money and then.
4:30. They were talking about one of the American delegates. I wasn't told who exactly it was talking about the the concern that the American citizens have had with the housing prices going down, so they're not investing that money. So what they needed to do is they needed to create the illusion that everything is going well. So what they're going to do over the next year and a half is to bring the market back up to 1998, 1999 levels. They're going to get all the suckers to invest whatever little money they have left over, and that's when they're going to make the economy bottom drop out. They need to destroy the economy, because as we're running out of oil, when people don't travel, at least that's what they're saying, when people don't travel, when people don't have money, they don't travel, they don't spend any money, which means you don't waste a lot of oil and natural gas. That's the afternoon.
So how does this source, just ballpark, so you have the sources.
Well, actually there are 2 people who are members of the Bilderberg Club.
It's actual members.
They're members of the Bilderberg Club.
So there you go, folks. There you go. Thank you.